Hey everyone, welcome to the last episode of Dietitian Life for 2018. We'll do it live on Friday to announce the winner of the scholarship, but today we thought we'd do something a little bit different in light that it is the last 2018, and we'll not only just talk about our weeks briefly, but then talk more about the year that's been, what we've achieved, and I don't know, maybe I'm just saying this right now, but what we were challenged by or that we found really difficult, and maybe how we overcome it if we have overcome it. Cool. And then the new year, we'll talk about our goals for the year. So then that way we can be accountable to you guys and you can kind of see the year that was post that as well. Cool. You start. Last week.
So this week,
Just
going, for me has probably been trying to touch base with all of my practitioners, all of my crew, just to kind of sum up where they're at, what their plans are, trying to hear what they're going to do over the break to make sure they actually do have a break as well.
See my WhatsApp text?
Yeah, I saw that.
On the same page, did a WhatsApp text telling everyone to clean up everything in the next 2 days so they could actually have a break.
And making sure they don't say, hey, I'm contactable though. No, you are not.
That's just my job.
Contactable throughout the year, so please take the break. And just giving them a really good boost and some praising and positivity for the end of the year. So that's been this week. Myself, just been trying to write lists about what I need to do potentially over the break. And where my head's at to try and make sure I don't forget anything, because this week's been lots of stuff sort of thrown at me, and I know it's going to be super busy in January.
That was like an anxiety.
It was an anxiety hum. I was like, and then we had scholarship interviews on Monday as well, which was pretty hectic, and so many technical issues, which was a nightmare. So we apologise in advance.
Issues.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, I know, but it continued throughout the entire day.
It got better.
So Tyson's microphone was crap, and if you haven't seen the recent Dietitian Life with the...
It's not my microphone, it used to work. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, anyway, so nobody could hear me, and we both had to be in this one particular position for it to actually work.
Not for the last three. I fixed it.
Yeah, well, a little bit you fixed it. But anyway, for all the lols, watch the latest Dietitian Life on Insta. It'll be on the next week.
Because she did the exact same thing in the scholarship. Like, once she realised that one person couldn't hear her, every time she talked, she'd just like look at me when it was her instead of talking. I'm like, well, just talk. Say hi. Like, it's okay to try and say hi and see if they hear you. Like, you can't test it by being quiet. But they can't hear me, Tyson. That was kind of how it was. So.
Yeah, so it's been that. I'm trying to sort of tailor off and finish my business.
We still haven't picked scholarship.
We haven't. I have in my mind, but we haven't agreed on it just yet. So we will see. We will see. So that's been pretty much my week.
We're in Melbourne on Saturday. We had our Christmas party for the Melbourne crew.
I feel like I've blacked that one out.
Someone from
super tired.
Someone from South Australia came, which was really cool, from our team. So it was good. And then all the newbies.
Stayers. Last ones.
We were.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. Claire, the Adelaide, and their partner.
They were out for a good time.
They were out. That was good. So we're out till 1:40.
Yeah, it was late-ish.
2 a.m. Yeah, so it was good. Everyone had fun, I think. I hope. Cocktails and beers and wine and.
It was it was really good because everyone has sort of similar clientele and the similar feels and similar challenges, and it was really good because a lot of them weren't complaining. A lot of them just sort of celebrating the role that they have, and particularly the new ones that are starting with us, who'd probably only been there for maybe not even a week. Some of them haven't even started. It was really nice to kind of hear everybody say how great it is to have these clients and work with them, and laughing about dogs, because nearly every client has a dog. With lots of different issues. We've been doing lots of really positive things. I've sent out end of year surveys for everybody this week as well, and finished really on a high with Testimonial Tuesday, which I probably haven't talked about, but just letting the team know how great that they've been doing job-wise. And for me, it's been really good because I get to kind of send out all the good feels.
Yeah, so basically for the Testimonial Tuesday, we had ask clients for feedback. We obviously can't advertise and market these testimonials, but we can share it within our team. So it was just giving everyone the opportunity to hear what their clients had said about them, and all of it was overwhelmingly positive.
The best one was that this person could only improve themselves if they were a Holden supporter.
Okay. So the dietitian is good at everything, but they don't support Holden. So yeah. So
classic.
There was a lot of hilarious.
There was so many classics, but that was the last one that I was laughing on last night.
In terms of my week, it's been a bit nuts. Trying to organise the new offices. As I mentioned, previous Dietitian Life, I believe, the office has been a piece of shit, and the slab has been misshapen. It's like a river. So trying to get them to fix that has been a grind. The reception desk, hopefully, is in the right place now. Got to go check it again today. Really, really, really hope I don't have to move that again. I micromanaged it and it was there and it should be right. But I wasn't there for them to fix it to the wall. So I really hope it's, because I had to do Dietitian Life stuff. So I was really hoping it's fixed. Also had big meetings yesterday, trying to, I'm probably not going to release who it is yet still, but just trying to figure out how we're going to give a plan of attack for the new year with this new company that we're going to be working with. So I said on Snapchat yesterday, I gave some top tips on how to build those relationships with people in the early stages, which I think is really useful. So if you missed that, you should probably add Dietitian Life on Snapchat. Dietitian.life is the Instagram. So yeah, you're missing out.
That's because Snapchat is dying.
Snapchat's dying, but I still put good shit on there every few days. So
why don't you share it to some of the other pages?
We're trying to share some to IGTV, but we want to reward the people for being on Snapchat still.
Unique content. Go and follow us. Unique
content on every platform, pretty much. So check all of them. Follow all of them, damn it. And yeah, so basically that was a lot of my week, and then negotiate different contracts, having stuff with after the Dietitian Life thing.
And we're still hiring.
Trying to get furniture.
Like bulk hiring as well.
Bulk hiring.
Someone else on this week.
Yeah, we hired someone last night.
And I've got 3 interviews due on Friday. So hey guys, still interviewing.
So we talked about it on the weekend when Peter and I, prior or post the meeting, just about having to have a constant job ad up, because we constantly got more work that would be available to anyone. It's not because we're having a heap of turnover, it's literally because we've got so much more work. So yeah, be on the lookout. I think Gold Coast, there'll be another one coming up very soon. Brisbane, it's likely that we'll need another person there soon, but outside of that, we've got one in Hobart that's still open. We've got to re-interview someone there. Maybe Launceston in Tasmania as well in the future. Narre Warren in Melbourne, in Heatherton. Narre Warren, because I always say Narre Warren, but it's not, it's Narre Warren. Anyway, also like Bendigo, rural Victoria, there's always kind of opportunities there to grow into, as well as that Sydney and New South Wales in general is going to be massive, probably mid-year next year. So I know it's a long way away, but if you're putting in the work now and applying now, we may just hire you and start quicker. So if you are interested in working for us at all in any capacity, hit us up, because we'll pretty much interview most people. It's hard, obviously, over the Christmas break, but we'll probably try and interview as many people as we can in the new year so we can be ready for what is coming. All right, so overview of what we've achieved this year. So pretty much last week or the week before, I saw on my board, so every year in December, I'll usually set goals for the new year. I haven't done them, I've done some of them for next year already, but basically I looked at it and I achieved pretty much every one, except for a personal goal of getting my second reno done of my house. So I didn't achieve that because life is nuts. But basically here are some of them. So invited speaker to 2 events. So achieved that, tick. Win a business award. We did that ×2. So we won 2 national business awards. So we won the Optus Business Award for the Best Health Services Business, as well as Australian Small Business Champion Awards for Best Health Services Business. We're finalists for Telstra. That was on my thing. We got finalists for that. To have over 35 dietitians, we've got 38. So pipped it. We started the year with 23, 24, something like that. So it was good. Met a financial goal that I had listed, which was without sacrificing quality and optimizing everything. I stopped seeing clients mostly. That was on there so they could work more on the business and helping dietitians within the business rather than seeing clients as much. And I pretty much cleaned my slate other than a couple of rare ones because we've got good sports dietitians here on the Sunshine Coast to be able to take up that workload, which has been really good. Remove most of my day-to-day work so I can focus on the big picture. That I have not achieved. I've hired 2 people, which in the new year, hopefully that will remove a lot of that. But given yesterday, I was setting up 6 different iPhones, ordering furniture, dealing with a lot of those things, I still haven't managed to do that and still reconciling accounts, which is relatively easy compared to the other stuff, but haven't achieved that. So that's some of my goals that were on my wall.
Well, unlike you, I don't really set personal goals. Surprise, surprise. But I feel like I have had vague things that I've wanted to do over the year, which I'm guaranteed I have achieved. I may have some for 2019.
Do you have some for 2019?
Yeah, I do.
That was really committal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, you going to tell everyone? Go.
So pretty much what I've achieved this year and what we have achieved.
We're doing we achieved, aren't we?
Doing I and we. Okay, so for myself, I really wanted to bring my clinic work down, and obviously post baby leave, I wasn't going to go back to full-time clinic anyway. So I think that's been really good, and one of my goals was to make sure that it was actually worth it. So it was fully booked and for the most part, and it really has been. There's probably been the occasional day, but very rare. So it's generally been quite solid. So that's been good, and that's definitely been one of my my ticks.
She's looking at her phone, by the way.
Yeah. The other for me was maintaining a consistent referral base from the same referrers, and then also, if possible, building on that, which I do believe it has. It's taken me a long time to still build that referral base, and if you drop off referrals, then that's a big issue for me, particularly it would say that you're doing something wrong or somebody else is encroaching on your turf, which is certainly still not good, because if you're doing things right, then it shouldn't happen anyway. So that's definitely been a big one, particularly from an allergies and intolerance and a gut perspective, which is all my stuff. That is still being filtered through, which is really good, and particularly new ones as well every week.
And bariatrics.
Yeah, always, but bariatrics is still gut related.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just putting it out there.
And eating disorder is pretty solid.
Oh yeah, well but that wasn't something that was actually on my plan. It's just been a by chance.
She just does good work, so she gets referrals.
No, there's just not a lot of dietitians that see
eating disorders. Okay.
And the number,
Talk yourself down.
the number have gone up as well too. Another one was me. For me, was building workloads for the team and building new sites. So particularly for those that have been with the company for a long time, it's making sure that their workloads are starting to build up and continuing to maintain themselves and starting to diversify as well. And for the most part, pretty much done that. And many sites that we have pretty much built on a new dietitian. So all of them really, but that's business related. But it's still for me. Professionally, trying to hone my skills. So this year I've been really focused on working a lot just with the particular clients that I see. So a lot of peds, a lot of guts, lots of allergy and lots of bariatrics. They're pretty much my niche, and I rarely see anyone just for weight loss or diabetes or cholesterol or anything like that. I've really tried to filter them off to the other dietitians. Not that I don't like seeing them, but just because I want to build and be an expert. So I went and completed the ASIA course for allergies and intolerance this year as well too, just to again reinforce and build and continue to build a presence. So for me, professionally and personally, I really just wanted to become better and more skilled in individual areas of dietetics. So then I've got the backing to be able to then say, hey, I actually do know what I'm telling you about. And then to be able to build my role into next year, which is pretty much being the clinical head of the company. So, yeah. that's been my year. That on top of Dietitian Life and
so
doing these every single week has been really good. And I think from a reflection perspective, I certainly wouldn't be doing this a lot because it's not me. So it's also helping to, I guess, do aspects of things that don't really come naturally, or things that I don't really like doing on a more regular basis. So then I can be a little bit more reflective, try and goal set or plan, or at least tick things off. That's been really hard, but also been really challenging, and certainly super comfortable to put out my inadequacies into the world and get barraged by him every week. But it's good. It's good because you just become quite whatever, which is, I think, a really, really genuine and useful thing for everybody and anybody to see, particularly in people that have been doing it for a while.
So what?
Show them that you're real and you don't really, you've all got issues and problems and things. So you are just a normal human, really. And you can wear shitty hair and not wear any makeup and don't care and make mistakes and say stupid things, and it's all fine.
Talking about Instagram stories.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. So yeah, we started pretty much Dietitian Life as it is now in January. So previously it was more towards clients, and this year we started it towards dietitians, and it seems like we've been doing this forever already. But yeah, it's been really good.
To be honest, I didn't think we would continue, or we wouldn't get enough of engagement.
Jesus.
Just putting it there, all right. Just granted with our schedules, I just didn't think that we'd be able to continue it. Not that we wanted to.
But Tyson knows it's a good thing, so
and Peter knows it's a good thing as well too.
So we made sure. So we started the Dietitian Life Scholarship as well. So that was really good. So it was just an idea that came, and we started it instantly.
And that's been so good because we've been able to hire people off it. We'll be able to see what's coming through, see the dietitians that are coming through, where they're coming from, their skill sets.
Yeah.
And it gives us a little bit more insight into student life.
Plus we're supporting the shit out of the industry
Yeah.
by not only doing these free videos, but also giving away money.
And then with that, we started a lot more student placements and work experience opportunities, which has also been extremely valuable.
Over 30 work experience students that we've had.
And some of them have gotten jobs towards the end of it as well too. So it's obviously really valuable, and it also then gives us a good leg in, and they can certainly see what it's like.
And it's even just from grunt work. Like, it's not like you have to do something necessarily special. It's just showing that you're committed to being a good dietitian and getting a job. Like, we've got one now that's been with the company over 12 months, and all she did was drive 1.5 hours to come help me fill a display folder. It was like 100 display folders, but the fact that she did that showed that she was committed to getting a job and getting a name out there, and we hired her. So it doesn't have to be, don't think that work experience is like, I need to go and shadow all these dietitians so I can be a good dietitian. A lot of the point of shadowing is so that you can meet these people and provide a good impression or an extended interview of what it'll be like to actually work with you. And we've offered a lot of people jobs just from work experience because we get a little bit of extra insight into who they are as people and how they work and if they're going to fit with the team. And that's ultimately what we want. We don't really, we always say we don't hire for experience or skills necessarily. You need to have the base, but we hire for people. We can teach you the rest. So think about that every time you're doing work experience, whether it be with us or for anyone else that you want to work with or work for. That is likely that where they're going with it as well. There's going to be some people that use you and hopefully their businesses fail. But for the most part, well, I don't want people to be used. I think it's bullshit. But honestly, we actually look very hard at the people that do work experience and figure out if we want to hire them or not. At the same time, work experience can shoot you in the foot as well if you do shit work. You don't show commitment. If you say you're going to do something, you don't do it. They're all kind of, again, further inferences to us around you as a person. So something to be mindful of. We got into every state in terms of business in Australia other than Northern Territory, which is pretty cool. Pretty good little tick there. No, I don't think anyone else has done that, or if they have, not at the scale that we have, I believe. Gave work experience, I'm looking at a bit of paper. Gave work experience to over 30 people. We're carbon neutral business. So in December of last year, we became carbon neutral and we've maintained that and we'll renew. It'll be a lot more, probably carbon neutral credits that we'll have to purchase in the new year because we're going to boom again. But I think that's something that we can just do. I don't think anyone else really does it, or if they do, yeah, I don't know about it. But I don't mean something to me, but I want to do something with the ocean too. But just trying to figure that out. That ocean cleanup's interesting, but you never know if it's going to happen. I don't know. Yeah. Met Gary Vee. That was pretty cool. That was I was trying to think of personal things. Met Gary Vee. That was pretty cool. It's probably the only girl, as you guys know, that I've fangirled over. Now we're going to work with him over in New York, so that will be pretty cool. And the other personal thing that I wrote down, because I was trying to think of things that were personal, was won all 3 comps in football and soccer again this year. So that was pretty good. We were up against it, but we smashed it. So that's a pretty good win in my life outside of business. We were talking just before doing these videos that business is pretty much my personal, which is very much true. It's just my life. So it's not like a work personal kind of separation. It's just my life. But yeah, the football is probably one thing I can go tick. Yeah, drank a lot of good beers. Didn't have that many burgers this year. Gone off the burgers, hitting beers, all different breweries and stuff a bit more than what I'd hit burger joints. Yeah. Is that enough of a spiel?
Yeah, I think so.
You think that's
enough?
That's plenty.
Yeah.
That's plenty. All right. I think that's it.
I feel like that's the year. And certainly in terms of next year and what our goals for next year were.
We're doing it in January.
Oh, we're doing it in January.
Yeah, that's what I said just before.
Did you mention the challenges? We didn't do the challenges.
What challenges?
And what things have challenged us this year?
What things have challenged us? Dealing with everything at the same time.
Super vague.
Well, I have to be to a point. It's really hard to say. Like, there's a lot of fucking work to do. And for the most part, we've had really good systems and processes in place. It's only been the last 3 to 4 months where we've really tried to plug holes, and for the most part, I'm the one that plugs them. So then that has been a little bit more difficult to do everything to the level that I would like to, or to push us to the next. But having said that, we've still been able to do it, plus also get new opportunities for the new year. So I think overall we achieved it. It's just that come the new year, I know I won't be able to continue with that, and we need to have the right things in place, and that's why I've hired again. That's why we've got new offices, so we can improve the communication within the team and our hub. Trying to implement project management systems and other roles, promoting people within the company to greater roles so that they can take ownership of different things as well. Oh yeah, we bought 2 cars for the company, 3 cars for the company, and someone else we did, but yeah, in terms of challenge, yeah, broke one off. In terms of thanks. In terms of challenges, yeah, that's probably been the biggest one, I guess, but I don't know, like, I don't really think of challenges in a big...
But they're not supposed to be in a negative way, it's just been challenges.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest one. There's managing so many people in different areas of the state and trying to hack culture is probably the biggest challenge that we've had this year. For the most part, it's been good, but then, yeah, the start of this year, the first 6 months, there was a transition period where it was really quite difficult. I think we've got over the hump now and really, really excited for what we're going to achieve in the new year, but that was probably one of the biggest, because we are at scale now. Getting over that 30 seemed to be this hump that caused issues. So, yeah, that's probably been the biggest challenge.
I suppose one challenge externally, not internally, would be making sure I was involved in a lot of interviews, as Tyson was, and making sure that we actually hire the right people. For me, that's probably super challenging. It's making those decisions, because granted, there are some, I think, over the time that we didn't do a good enough read on, that maybe it wasn't right, and things like that. And because we hate turnover, and it's not good in lots of different ways, that's probably been my biggest external challenge and stress.
And like, I think that's going to continue. Like,
yeah.
We've been talking about it with different managers and stuff, just with people coming through now, and I'll say this openly because hell, why not?
Because it's Christmas and you tell the truth at Christmas.
Yeah, with
I
dietetics.
feel like a bit of love actually moment right there.
I don't want to hear
girls,
about that movie.
You understand.
All the girls know it, but it's like my mum's favourite movie. It's freaking weird as hell. No, anyway, I hate Hugh Grant.
He just one character.
Yeah, well, they all are pretty shit to look at and not really funny with dietetics now because it's so popular. Unis have to limit places, and the OP or ATAR or whatever thing you do in whatever state is getting higher and higher. So the people that are getting into the degrees may not have the same level of skill when it comes to private practice skill compared to clinical. So people just in generalities who are high achievers tend to be a lot more process driven, more book work, more study, less social. So in terms of private practice, social is 80% of it. So when people are going in there and there's less and less of those people, it's harder to attract those people. And when we're interviewing, sometimes, clinically they can be exceptional, but in terms of being able to work with a human and being, I guess, relatable to
I wouldn't
humans,
even say clinical, they are exceptional always.
Not always,
because
but
your inability to think just straight down the line versus that way can limit you as well.
So, yeah. So clinical is in like black and white. This is what the answer is versus working with a human being.
Yeah, being flexible. So it's that rigidity and that inflexibility that I think is challenging.
Yeah, and it's getting bred now in the dietetic universities because of the people that are within it. Not the lecturers, just the people that are coming through because of those, entrance scores that keep rising. So I don't know how we're going to combat that or how we're going to move forward.
It was 75 when I went to uni.
Yeah, that you went in Wagga, that's...
Yeah, but even still, like that wasn't dissimilar to others. Max maybe 80 to get in, whatever point system that was.
Yeah.
It's out of 100, right? So...
I think on the coast, like I didn't go to the coast, I think because it was the first year, I think it was like a 12, which is OP12, which will probably be about the same. And then in Gold Coast, for the Masters, had to have like a 6, which is like high end. But on the 1 to 25 scale for OP, for Queenslanders.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
Book smart.
Very book smart people. And look, not to say that book smart people can't also be good humans, they can 100% can, but because everyone's so emphasis on getting HD, they get so disconnected with being a real person and being able to conversate.
And it also creates
confidence in talking to people.
Yeah, but it also creates that level of like tightrope type stitch where you can kind of like break, there you go, and I think a lot of them have expressed their struggle with that.
Shit, yes.
So fine, great, but it just creates this tension and you're waiting for it to snap.
I don't know who said it, but someone said that like even though Peter and Tyson don't care about GPA, others do. So I need to make sure I do get HDs. It's just like, well, other people, if you're a good person plus a good dietitian, you will win, regardless of the job. If you are a shit person and exceptional in hospital, in like clinical, in grades, HDs, yeah, maybe you might. But the one that's got slightly less, that's a better human, will win in hospital jobs, private practice, whatever job you want to go into. Being a human, a good one, will always factor higher. But hell, that's just our opinion, right? Anyway, cool. That probably finishes our Dietitian Life for the year. We will do the Friday draw or winner for the scholarship, as well as the winner for the powwow with us. So whoever wants to do that, there's still open.
Apparently it's an amazing opportunity, so it really is.
Well, it's a bloody insight into, all right, how do I get a job at Tyson and Peter? Well, this is how you do it.
It's a very good win, so make sure you enter.
You can talk about business.
Someone asked me if they can enter multiple times on Facebook. I'm like, sure, if you tag 3 new people every time, absolutely you can.
And yeah, like overall, thank you for your support. It's been really good. Thank you for your questions. We still want more questions, so please send them through. But appreciate if you subscribe and share. to all of our socials and stay in touch. But yeah, have a good Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Oh, all right, that's it.
Bye.